Hello, my dears. It's been a while since I made a tutorial. And when I did make them, I never had enough time to go in depth on why or how I was doing the things I did. So, about a week ago, I decided to make a real tutorial with, steps. As some of you may know, I posted a poll asking what I should talk about, and a handful of people want a sketch tutorial, so I made a sketch tutorial. I know a lot of artists have their own definition of the word sketch, so I'll clarify that I'm talking about like guidelines and shit. I usually sketch like this when I plan on rendering something, and I personally don't think that sketches should be too polished. Also, another thing I want to clarify, this is all my opinion and from my own experiences. You're not required to listen to me. I am not a professional. I hate opening the comments on tutorials, and the top comment is, I'll do whatever I want. No shit. I'm just trying to help people out if sketching is something they struggle with. The first thing I do when I want to sketch something is find a reference. I highly encourage using references. Please don't be one of those people who think they don't need references because they help so much by a mile. Of course, they're not required to make good art, but like, if you're doing semi-realism, or like, use it if you're doing semi-realism like I am. I like to use references with fun shapes and silhouettes, cause it makes things a lot easier to exaggerate and play around with. Once you get a photo you like, start off by imagining the photo in large shapes rather than small details. You can draw over the photo to make it easier for yourself, or you can wing it without guidelines like I usually do, because after a lot of practice it becomes much easier. When you start drawing the lines and the shapes, don't put too much pressure on the pencil, and I'd also advise not to do that like chicken scratching shit. If you're doing it on purpose because of like a stylistic choice, that's fine. In some cases it looks awesome, messiness is cool, but the sketching I'm talking about isn't exactly to be followed if you have no intention on rendering the drawing, or like if you're just doodling. If you're a beginner, I feel like you should, prioritize having clean, confident strokes, because it just makes your art look much better and cleaner, and makes your coloring process go smoother. If you put too much pressure on your pencil, the lines will be harder to erase. And if you plan on coloring it, you might see the pencil lines underneath, or the pencil like smears and smudges, and nobody wants that. If you look at great artists doing semi-realism, a lot of them start with basic shapes. Like I mentioned, sketches don't need to be polished because they're temporary. You're likely going to erase them. They're supposed to give you something to go off of before you color them, or if you outline them with ink. If you are outlining them with ink, or you want like a nice pencil drawing, you can take the more detailed parts of your reference and think of those as basic shapes and then just refine them as you go. I personally add little details like I am right now, adding lines telling me which direction to shade the quills, or when I'm drawing feathers or fur, add little spiky lines to tell me, it's fur. Feel free to add any touches that add clarity. From there, that's when I start to color, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Sketching is kind of a hard thing to teach. It's a skill you develop, and everything I explained is stuff that I find personally helpful whenever I'm drawing. You can just sketch what you see, not using shapes, and it could look fire. You can just, not sketch. A lot of people just go in with, block and colors, or they just straight up draw, and it's pretty fun to do. So you don't always have to go by a strict set of rules, but this is my personal process that I usually do. I don't even follow all the shit that I said. It's just things that I keep in mind. Okay, thank you for watching. Let me know if y'all like this type of video. And if you do, let me know if I should show my process of anything else. Okay, bye.